Greetings and welcome to my channel, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. In this video, Drew Scott gives his son and daughter a glimpse inside his home life. HGTV personality Drew Scott posted a humorous video of his wife, Linda Fan, raising his two kids, Parker, age 2, and Piper, age 11 months. Scott posted a picture of his son and daughter on Instagram on April 15. In the picture, Parker was seated in front of a tiny piano, and Piper was carrying a toy accordion. Additionally, Scott posted a short video of Piper playing with her toy and Parker pushing the piano keys. "Whoa, the music is amazing," in the video, Scott said. The post description said, "This is why I call them P&P Music Factory." Many followers expressed their gratitude for Scott's Instagram upload in the post's comment section. "Young musicians," one commenter said. Another said, "Excellent musical prospects, how lovely. So adorable. It's hilarious," that caption shared a distinct individual. "Oh my God, this is simply adorable," a fan wrote. Drew Scott discussed his kids' dynamic in August 2024. Scott talked to Collider about his son's reaction to having a younger sister. "Parker was a little trepidatious about Piper," Scott said. "He was unsure of what to anticipate. It's almost as if he became a little envious when he believed she was about to harm him or something. Who's this woman who keeps taking up my time? I'm the most important person in this house," Scott told the newspaper. Scott explained that his son's perception of his sister quickly evolved. "It appears that he wants to spend every moment with her at this point. He wants to nuzzle her, kiss her hand or head, pet her, and do other things like that. Watching the two of them together is so cute," Scott remarked in the Collider interview. Drew Scott revealed that when he gets home, his kids will welcome him. In an interview with TUDAI in November 2024, Scott said that his kids will welcome him home from work. "Since I let Linda know when I'm almost home, they're always at one of the windows when I get home because their playroom is upstairs and the living room is downstairs. For me, that's always a nice thing," Scott stated in the interview. "Usually it would be Parker since his head is above the window frame from his mouth to the top of his head, not even his chin. So I'll locate him if I look closely." Additionally, he is softly rapping on the window. Then he begins waving the hand as soon as he sees me. Parents of property brothers, Linda Fan and Drew Scott, welcome their first child now. This Property Brothers star has a child. On Wednesday, June 1st, Drew Scott and Linda Fan welcomed their first child together. 2022 celebrity babies. Find out which stars had children. Go through the article, Our Lives Are Altered Forever. Parker James, welcome to the world. The HGTV star posted an Instagram photo of himself and Fan cradling Parker James, their new baby, in their hands. In December 2021, the 44-year-old reality star posted one of their weekly bathroom selfies on Instagram to reveal his wife was pregnant. Getting here has been an adventure. At the moment, the HGTV star informed his fans, "We are aware that we are not alone in this experience and that each person has different difficulties along the road. As soon as we embarked on this journey, we were overwhelmed with gratitude for the doctors we had the good fortune to work with, as well as our family and friends who helped us along the way by sharing their experiences or just being there. It helped us cope with a difficult period in our life. As we progress through this, we hope that at least one of you who reads this may feel a little less alone on your journey." Baby boom on HGTV. View the cutest family portraits of the reality stars. Go through the article. The 37-year-old then-expectant singer wore a pink outfit to display her growing baby bulge in the social media post. The pair then requested that their fans teach them diaper changing and sleep training. The following month, the Canadian took another glimpse at her growing tummy and joked on Instagram that Scott had his own cute belly. 2 years after becoming engaged, she and the realtor got married in Italy in May 2018. Scott exclusively told Us Weekly in May 2019 that children were definitely on the horizon, even if the pair had no intentions to immediately grow their family. The brother versus brother alumnus clarified, "That's why we also renovated our place to make sure it's a great home that our family can grow into." 2022's Baby Bump Hall of Fame for expectant stars. Images go through the article. The couple had a play space in their home for their future children in just 5 months. In October 2020, Scott raved about the room's color and creativity and referred to it as, at the time, the co-creator of Scott Brothers Entertainment joked with us that he wanted 17 kids, beginning with twins. Scott remarked, "I believe that most parents do that. They say, let's have 10. Then they say, one's good. No matter how many we have, we've taken the time to create a house that will show them a lot of love." Drew Scott shares his mother's brutal scheme to win Piper, her granddaughter, over rejection, if it occurs, is particularly difficult for grandmothers because they are accustomed to being adored by their grandchildren. Drew Scott recently disclosed that his wife, Linda Fan, and their newborn baby, Piper, are not particularly alike with their mother, Joanne Scott. And her idea to change that is the most outrageous and hilarious. 1. During their appearance on the Jennifer Hudson show this morning, Drew and his twin brother Jonathan Scott talked about Drew's 5-month-old daughter. Drew, who is also the father of 2-year-old Parker, told host Jennifer Hudson, "Piper is a little sweetheart." He also added, "We have Parker and Piper, P&P Music Factory, I call them. She's so different from Parker," the Property Brothers co-star continued. "It's like beginning again because Parker was just 2 years ago, but I lost everything we learned together." Piper is now beginning to realize that Jonathan, Drew's twin brother, is not her father. Jonathan answered, "I will spoil that girl. Parker is ecstatic when I arrive and wants to read and dance with me. Since she didn't understand why Daddy shaved for the first few months, Piper has finally begun to recognize me and appeared older, more wrinkly, and grayer," Drew jokingly said. Jonathan said, "But now she smiles and gets so excited. Until Grandma enters the picture, everything is fun and games." Drew clarified, "Piper, no problem. The first moment we hand her over to Jonathan, smiles and all." On the other side, his mother cries the moment he hands her over to her, he added. "It kills my mom, and she hates it." Oh, poor Grandma. She won't give up easily though. Joanne devised a ridiculous scheme to win Piper around to her way of thinking, and it's hilarious. "Can you just print off a bunch of pictures of my face and hang them around her cot?" Drew recalls his mother asking, "Do we want to scar the child?" I ask, "Or would we prefer that she like you?" Can you imagine, huh? They surround her with pictures of Grandma because she always sobs when she sees her. We can see how that would completely freak her out, even though the intentions are excellent. Piper likes her older brother, at least. Fan told People that seeing the siblings bond was the best part of bringing a new baby into the family at the Ascents of Home Gala on October 24. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Parker as Piper's big brother. The Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers star continued. He was a little hesitant at first, but now they seem like the best of friends. It's like, "Oh, I don't know, can we return her?" on certain days. Fan laughed as he continued. He believes that they will now be best friends. It was a little like, "Who is this stealing my attention?" at first. Drew remembered. He seems to enjoy it now though, and she seems to be picking things up quickly from observing him. Even though she is only 5 months old, her expression when she simply observes him is rather endearing. If only they could find a way to make Piper give her grandmother that kind of look. Check out all the times that Drew Scott and Linda Fan shared a glimpse of their lives with their son, Parker, before you go. Drew Scott's infant daughter is able to distinguish him from his twin brother Jonathan. The infant daughter of Drew Scott is already able to distinguish between him and his twin brother. The Property Brothers star, who has 2-year-old Parker and 5-month-old Piper with wife Linda Fan, and his brother Jonathan used to make jokes about how the child used to be perplexed by her dad's occasional shaving, but now realizes she is interacting with 2 different individuals. When Drew and his brother appeared on The Jennifer Hudson Show, he stated, "Piper is now starting to recognize it's not me. Parker is so excited when I show up, and he wants to read and dance with me," Jonathan continued. For the first few months, Piper didn't understand why her father shaved, but now she's officially begun to recognize me. And got older looking, more wrinkled, and more gray, Drew joked. Jonathan said that he is the goof of the family. Jonathan's partner Zooey Deschanel has 2 children with her ex-husband Jacob Pekenik, Elsie, age 9, and Charlie, age 7. But now she smiles and she's so excited, and I can tell already, he added. Our kids are 7 and 9 years old, a boy and a girl, and they think I'm the weird one. I'm going to bring all that energy to that house, even though I am a complete immature clown. Drew stated that when Piper arrived, he had forgotten everything he had learned about having a kid, even though his son was only born in 2022. "She's a little sweetheart," he remarked. "I refer to Parker and Piper as PMP Music Factory. What a tiny darling she is. She and Parker are very different. It's like beginning again, because Parker was just 2 years ago, but I lost everything we learned together. For example, how can I effectively change a nappy?" The 46-year-old celebrities acknowledged that their mother Joanna hasn't had an easy time with Piper, even if Drew's children love Jonathan. Drew remarked, "She cries the moment I give her to my mom. It kills my mom, and she despises it. Can you print off several photos of my face and hang them around her cot?" My mom asked, "Do we want to scar the child, or do we want her to like you?" I said, "She's a little sweetheart," says Drew Scott, revealing that his daughter Piper can distinguish him from his twin Jonathan. On Tuesday, May 21, the Property Brothers actor and his spouse, Linda Fan, welcomed Piper, age 5 months. Speaking candidly about the new woman in his life, Drew Scott, the Property Brothers actor, talked about his 5-month-old daughter Piper, whom he shares with wife Linda Fan, during an appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show on Thursday, November 7, with his twin brother Jonathan Scott. Drew, 46, who also has a 2-year-old son named Parker James with Fan, 39, said, "Piper, she's a little sweetheart. She's such a little sweetheart. We have Parker and Piper, PMP Music Factory, I call them," he laughed. "She's so different from Parker," the father of 2 continued. "Parker was only 2 years older, but I forgot everything I learned with him, so it's like starting over fresh." Get the best of people's content, including captivating human interest stories and juicy celebrity news, by subscribing to their free daily newsletter. Related. Get to know J.D. Scott, the sibling of Jonathan and Drew Scott. An overview of the third property brother regarding the difficulties of caring for a newborn once more. Drew remarked that his son thinks Jonathan is the funniest person on the planet, and asked, "Like, how do I maximize changing a nappy efficiently?" In reference to the enjoyable moments his daughter spends with his twin, he said, "Piper is now starting to recognize it's not me. Here is the POPLE puzzler crossword. How soon can you figure it out? Play now." Jonathan, who is stepfather to his longtime girlfriend Zooey Deschanel's son Charlie and daughter Elsie, whom she has with her ex-husband Jacob Pekenik, declared, "I'm gonna spoil that girl," in reference to his affection for his niece. He continued, "Parker is so excited when I show up that he wants to read and dance with me." After being perplexed for several months as to why her father shaved, Piper has now formally begun to recognize me. Then Drew joked, and got older looking, more wrinkled, and more gray. Related, exclusive. Drew Scott and Linda Fan show off their cute family Halloween costume with Parker and Piper. Jonathan went on, "But I can immediately tell she's excited since she's smiling now. We have 2 children, a girl and a boy, ages 7 and 9, and they think I am the idiot." Regarding his life as an uncle, he continued, "I am a complete immature clown, but I'm going to bring all that energy as well to that house." Regarding his baby girl's initial reaction to meeting his twin, Drew remarked, "Piper, no problem. The first moment we hand her over to Jonathan, smiles and everything. But Joanne Scott, his mother, wasn't quite that lucky. My mom said, "Can you print off a bunch of pictures of my face and put them around her crib?" My mom hates it, it kills her, Drew recalled, adding, "And I'm like, do we want to scar the child? Or do we want her to like you?" The delighted father quipped, "This was me trying to get her to sleep, and then I'm like, I guess I'm trying to get her too excited there." The episode also featured a video of Drew dancing in front of his daughter's cot. Children Parker and Piper are getting ready for a wild Halloween, as Drew Scott demonstrates. Sheknos might get paid if you buy a product or service that has been independently reviewed after clicking on one of our links. With the assistance of their kids Parker and Piper, Drew Scott and Linda Fan, who obviously adore Halloween and always have a cute family costume in stock, are now giving fans a sneak peek at their costumes. With the caption, "Getting ready for a wild #Halloween," Scott posted a series of cute pictures of Fan and their 2 kids on Instagram on October 29 as they prepared for the conclusion of the frightening season. The first picture shows Fan with their newborn daughter Piper, who is wearing the hat as part of their family's Halloween costume. The second picture shows their son Parker wearing the same hat, but it's so large on him that it appears like it's eating him. In case you missed it, Scott revealed earlier this week in a rare interview with People that the family will be dressing up as Where the Wild Things Are characters for their 2024 Halloween costume. The best-selling 1963 children's picture book Where the Wild Things Are tells the story of a boy who discovers a world inhabited by wild things who make him king. He said, "We had a little kids' party this morning. Yeah, it was pretty fun, so we dressed up as Where the Wild Things Are. And so Piper and Parker are both Max, and we're wild things because they're the bosses of us, and so we did that this morning. We're here tonight." For those who are unaware, Scott and Linda Fan were married in 2018 after meeting at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010 and quickly falling in love. In May 2022, on their 4th wedding anniversary, they welcomed their son Parker James into the world after 12 years of marriage. They announced they were expecting another child in early 2024, and on June 5, 2024, they welcomed their daughter Piper Ray. Check out all the times that Drew Scott and Linda Fan shared a glimpse of their lives with their son, Parker, before you go. What is Election Day? Use these books to teach politics and voting to children 40 holiday gifts that are sure to win over even the pickiest teens, but really, Ed Westwick and Amy Jackson of Gossip Girl, and every other celebrity 2024 pregnancy announcement. Subscribe to Sheknos newsletter. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for the most recent updates. In a humorous video, Drew Scott reveals his unconventional approach to lulling baby Piper to sleep. Dads know best. The king of hilarious dad stuff, Drew Scott, has recruited his newest member, his 5-month-old daughter Piper, to assist him. He posted a video that shows his crazy technique for putting her to sleep, and it's the cutest thing on the internet. The camera is set up in Piper's crib, and as she sits up to look at her dad, you can see her curly brown hair, which is getting so long, and cream-colored pajamas as she sits calmly in bed. However, her dad is swinging his arms around like a wild animal trying to entertain his daughter. Dads know best #interpretive dance #parenting, Scott wrote as the caption for the Instagram video. He joked on text over the video, "I'm doing an interpretative dance for Piper, so she'll go back to sleep." In the cute video, he twirls, raises his hands above his head, and makes goofy facial expressions. Even though Piper's room is completely lit up, we bet these amusing and silly movements did not help her fall asleep, and fans concur. One user remarked, "She's having fun, she'll stay awake," while another posted, "It didn't work, tell me if I'm right." Another person remarked, "How can she sleep if she is laughing so much, my brother?" "We had a little kids' party this morning. Yeah, it was pretty fun," Scott told the outlet in a recent interview with Playful, revealing the family's Halloween costumes this year. "We dressed up as Where the Wild Things Are, And so Piper and Parker are both Max, and we're wild things. Because they're the bosses of us, and so we did that this morning. We're here tonight, Scott said. This adorable family seems to fit the wild theme rather well. Exclusive. Drew Scott and Linda Fan show off their cute family Halloween costume with children Parker and Piper. We dressed up as where the wild things are. And so Piper and Parker are both Max, and we're wild things, Scott stated to PUPL. Linda Fan and Drew Scott are feeling festive for Halloween. Scott, 46, and Fan, 39, told PUPL exclusively at the EMA Awards Gala on Saturday, October 26, that their family threw a party for their children to commemorate the scary season. Fan, who has a 2-year-old son named Parker and a 5-month-old daughter named Piper Ray with Scott, tells POPLE, "We had a little kids party this morning. So this morning, we completed it. Yes, it was quite enjoyable," Scott adds. Thus, we donned costumes inspired by where the wild things are. Thus, we are wild things, and Piper and Parker are both Max. The Property Brothers actor continues, "We did that this morning because they are our bosses. Tonight, we're here. Every year, my brother Jonathan Scott and Zooey Destanel throw a fantastic Halloween party." Scott tells POPLE, "He just goes all out with a haunted house and everything, which is amazing. Halloween is one of our favorite holidays in my opinion. It is a holiday in our eyes." Additionally, the pair disclosed that they distribute candy to other children who participate in trick-or-treating. Scott explains, "We have a projection system outside our house, so we have this really eerie facade on the house. Well, I think it's creepy, but it's kind of fun." Scott goes on, "But we'll end up having 1,000 kids come through the neighborhood." After Fan adds, "It's creepy. Thus, we enjoy parking there. We sit in the driveway and eat pizza and give out candy," Fan tells POPL. "Yes," Scott says, "hand out candy. We'll eat pizza and distribute candy. Our night is that." Parker and Piper's first 2024 Halloween costume from Drew Scott and Linda Fan is incredibly nostalgic. Not only are Drew Scott and Linda Fan devoted parents to their 2 children, but they are also the kind of parents who go all out for Halloween, and it's the cutest thing ever. For Piper's first Halloween, Scott, Fan, and their older son Parker went all out once more, dressing up as Studio Ghibli characters and vintage-looking pumpkins, as they have done in previous years. Scott unveiled the first of their 2024 Halloween costumes in a rare interview with People, and it's a very sentimental choice. The characters from Where the Wild Things Are. "Yes, we hosted a small children's party this morning. It was quite enjoyable," Scott told the site. Thus, we donned costumes inspired by Where the Wild Things Are. Parker and Piper are therefore both Max, and we are wild things. Because they are our bosses, so we did that this morning, he continued. Tonight, we are present. If you are unfamiliar, Where the Wild Things Are is a best-selling children's picture book from 1963 about a kid who discovers a world full of wild things who rule over him. For those who don't know, Scott and Linda Fan fell in love right away after meeting at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010. In 2018, they got married. In May 2022, on their 4th wedding anniversary, they welcomed their son Parker James into the world after 12 years of marriage. They declared they were expecting a second child in early 2024, and their daughter Piper Ray was born on June 5, 2024. Exclusive. Drew Scott and Linda Fan show off their cute family Halloween costume with children Parker and Piper story by Alex Kramer and Gabrielle Roxon *. 5 months we dressed up as Where the Wild Things Are. And so Piper and Parker are both Max, and we're wild things, Scott stated to PUPL. Linda Fan and Drew Scott are feeling festive for Halloween. Scott, 46, and Fan, 39, told PUPL exclusively at the EMA Awards Gala on Saturday, October 26, that their family threw a party for their children to commemorate the scary season. Fan, who has a 2-year-old son named Parker and a 5-month-old daughter named Piper Ray with Scott, tells Playful. We had a little kids party this morning. Scott adds, we dressed up as where the wild things are, and so Piper and Parker are both Max, and we are wild things. So we did it this morning. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Because they're the bosses of us, and so we did that this morning. We're here tonight. The Property Brothers star continues, every year, my brother, Jonathan Scott, and Zooey Deschanel throw an incredible Halloween party as well. Get the best of people's content, including captivating human interest stories and juicy celebrity news, by subscribing to their free daily newsletter. Scott tells Playful, he just goes all out with a haunted house and everything, which is amazing. Oh, Halloween is one of our favorite holidays. I call it a holiday. For us, it's a holiday. Additionally, the pair disclosed that they distribute candy to other children who participate in trick-or-treating. Some Parker's amusing response to baby sister Piper is shared by Drew Scott and Linda Fan. Is it possible for us to give her back? Exclusive. On Thursday, October 24, at Ted Sarandos' home for the 4th annual A Sense of Home Gala, the husband and wife spoke to Playful. Linda Fan and Drew Scott are talking candidly about having 2 kids. At the 4th annual A Sense of Home Gala on Thursday, October 24, at Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos' home, the 46-year-old husband and 39-year-old wife talked exclusively to Playful about their 2-year-old son Parker's response to his younger sister Piper Ray, who was born on May 21, 2024. Fan responds to Playful's question on the highlight of growing their family by saying, "Oh man. For me, it's seeing the siblings bond." Scott adds, "Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Parker as Piper's big brother. He was a little unsure at first, but now they seem like the best of buds." Fan chuckles, "Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know. Can we return her?" He believes that, but they will now become best friends. "Yes, at first it was a bit like, who is this snatching my attention?" remembers Scott. However, he now seems to like it, and she appears to be taking things up quickly while observing him. Even though she is only 5 months old, her expression when she simply observes him is rather endearing. Fan tells Playful, "Oh, her brother is the funniest thing in the world." Here is the Playful puzzler crossword. How soon can you figure it out? Play now. Scott also mentioned that he hasn't noticed any distinctions between raising a daughter and a son. The life of a girl dad. No different so far, he says. "Our toddler is running around a lot. It's quite fantastic, but he's got more work than a 5-month-old right now. We're worn out. Do we appear worn out?" The gala event, which this year honored Sean and Serena Levy's support of A Sense of Home, a nonprofit that strives to prevent homelessness by creating first-ever homes and a community for youth aging out of foster care, according to their website, was also where Scott talked about the couple's experience attending. "I mean, any chance we can to be a part of an amazing group of people who are doing everything they can to give back, to make sure that everyone has that feeling of home and feels safe and secure at home. It means a lot to us," he continues. In June, Scott and Fan declared the arrival of their second child together. Their combined Instagram post featured a picture of the newborn's hands and feet with the comment, "Our family of 3 has grown to 4. I genuinely adore you, Piper Ray." The Property Brothers star shared the news with his brother and co-host Jonathan on their website, Drew and Jonathan. He stated, "I receive conflicting advice about being a girl dad. Some say it's the best thing, while others caution me to be cautious. All I know is that I am eager to experience whatever comes with Piper." Don't forget to subscribe to our email for more People news. Go to People to read the original article.